Hello, everyone. As you know, my name is Bree Soto, and for my ethnography project, I chose to read In Search of Respect, Selling Crack in El Barrio by Felipe Bargoas. Right when I saw the name of this book on the list that we were given in class, I was very intrigued by it for a few reasons. Now, this book takes place in East Harlem, New York, otherwise known as El Barrio, and these particular individuals are Puerto Rican. So there is a subculture within this culture. A little backstory about me is that I am Mexican American and I grew up in Santa Ana. And for those of you that don't know, Santa Ana is known for its great history and its culture, but it is more of a rundown city as it is over 150 years old. Although I live on the border, the more rundown parts of Santa Ana aren't far away from where I live. So upon driving through Santa Ana, there are noticeably more homeless people, drug use, and of course, poverty. So since it's so close to my home, I was always curious about the factors that contributed to these individuals and why they lived their lives this way. Now getting back to the book, as I mentioned, it does take place in East Harlem, which doesn't appear to be a very good area. I actually Googled some images because I've never been there before. So when I Googled these images, they all pretty much look very similar. So I'm actually going to share a couple pictures um, of what this neighborhood looks like. So as you can see, it isn't the most modern. It does look a little bit run down. It kind of reminded me a lot of actually downtown LA here in California. So that kind of gives you a visual of where these people lived and their lifestyle and stuff like that. So I want you to think to yourself, have I ever been in a situation where you feel like you didn't have much of a choice? Well, this is what the people of El Barrio had to go through on a daily basis. They were almost born into the drug trade and into poverty. There is sex, drugs, violence, poverty, and they did not shy away from that. Burgoyne let us know every detail, and he did not hold back. Um, Bargois set out to research this group of individuals. And what I really liked is that he built trust with a certain individual early on in his research, which is what allowed him to have full range of the environment and the people of East Harlem. Now, when I mentioned about these individuals not having many opportunities, there was a specific quote in the book. And the quote is, my job searches have been effed up. I didn't get hired nowhere, not even as a Woolworths for 44 an hour. $4 is whack, and that's a union job. And that quote was from one of the characters. His name is Primo. And this just shows, they tried to broaden their horizons a little bit, and they didn't want to be in the drug trade. Even when they wanted to get out, they still weren't given those opportunities. So that kind of put things into perspective for me. So as I mentioned, Felipe Burgos did build trust with this certain individual, and he actually completely immersed himself into this culture. And I actually really like this strategy of his. My specific takeaway from this book is how I actually think we can learn a lot from this strategy as leaders. As a leader, you are in a different position and have a different perspective from those that you are leading. So by taking time to immerse ourselves into what our employees are doing and trying to learn their jobs from their points of view, I think it's a great thing to do to wholeheartedly try to understand the type of work that they're doing and what concerns or gaps we have in the workplace from their perspectives. I believe that this full range of understanding could help me personally be more empathetic, communicate better, and have realistic expectations of my team. So, although this book did talk about, the drugs and the poverty and all of the details that we're probably not used to, I believe that I tried to look a little bit deeper because I tried to look at what the ethnographer was able to do by completely, immerse himself into a situation that he wasn't really comfortable with. And sometimes as leaders, we're not always going to be comfortable in a situation, but it's important that we really try to gain an understanding of those that we are leading, like I mentioned. And also know that, I learned that our reality is not somebody else's reality. Our reality is very specific to us. It's specific to our culture and to our environment. And so I really appreciated that in the book. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I really loved being able to take a deeper dive into this type of culture and this study.